Every show has a theme song to let you know now it's time. Every show has a theme song. Settle in, fall in line. Every show has a theme song. Here it is, this is mine. Every show has a theme song. It's a book, it's sublime. Hi everyone, welcome to It's a Book, my YouTube series celebrating reading, writing, storytelling, and the creative life. I'm Blair Hampton, an indie author of surreal allegorical fiction inspired by art, history, nature, science fiction, and metaphysics. If you've ever found yourself searching for meaning in symbols, dreams, or the strange beauty hidden in everyday life, you're in the right place. It's been a while since the last episode. Life has been busy for me, and I'm sure for many of you as well. In that time, our inner worlds and the world around us have changed in ways both subtle and profound. My hope for this second season is that each episode offers a brief escape from the noise while also exploring the symbols, stories, and ideas that help us make sense of uncertain times. The world can feel like a spectacular mess, but beauty, wonder, and joy still exist, and sometimes embracing them is its own act of resistance. The first season of It's a Book introduced you to my work and the inspirations that shape my writing. Visually, the series drew heavily from the wonderfully eccentric spirit of public access television and delightfully campy classics like Pee-wee's Playhouse and Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. That aesthetic wasn't simply nostalgia. It became a metaphor for my journey as an independent author. Unconventional, experimental, and created with imagination rather than unlimited resources. At heart, I am a bibliophile, a dreamer who believes stories, symbols, and patterns reveal truths about ourselves and the world. But like many artists, I also live in reality. Society isn't exactly built to support creative careers, and most of us balance our artistic ambitions with traditional work, responsibilities, and the practical demands of everyday life. That's one reason I've always loved public access television. Growing up in the South Bronx, I watched programs like Video Music Box on Channel 44 and so many other local productions that prove something important. A lack of polish doesn't mean a lack of substance. Those creators reminded me that compelling ideas, genuine passion, and authentic storytelling will always outshine expensive production value. That lesson has stayed with me throughout my writing career. Every creative decision in this series is intentional. The books I feature, the artwork, the colors, the music, and even the set design are all chosen to reflect the themes I am exploring. I want this channel to be more than a place to promote my writing, even though I want you to buy my book. I want it to be an invitation to slow down, notice details, think symbolically, and rediscover the world that often hides in plain sight. This season, I'd love for you to become part of the experience. Each episode contains visual clues woven throughout the production. As you watch, see if you can identify the episode's central theme or even the larger thread connecting the entire season. I'd love to hear your interpretations in the comments. Sometimes the conversation after the story is just as meaningful as the story itself. In honor of our most recent full moon, June's strawberry moon, I'd like to share an excerpt from Ghost Carnival, a story from my collection, Short Stories to Read While Riding the Train, Volume 1. It's a gathering of allegorical, dreamlike, and slightly unsettling tales that explore the strange intersections between memory, identity, and the unseen forces that shape our lives. I hope you enjoy this glimpse into its world. I wrote a collection of short stories called Short Stories to Read While Riding the Train. This is a project many decades in the making. I grew up riding public transit in New York City. I always read, crocheted, or did other things to occupy my time so I could avoid making eye contact with strangers on the train. This book includes exercises and creative writing that I use for workshops, entries into writing contests, or just things that I use to stoke the creative furnace in my brain. I always wanted to make a collection of stories for strap hangers to read, and just for anyone wanting to have a quick escape and kind of try to find meaning in the unconventional, surrealist tales that I can cook up in my mind. So here is Ghost Carnival, an unconventional love story featured in this beautiful work of art with a cover story that is just to die for. My best friend for over 20 years collaborates with me on the cover art for Subway series. I'll tag her in the comments, just let her know that she's done a fantastic job. Ghost Carnival. Somewhere in the shadowy place between here and the afterlife, a bell begins to sound. It harkens the start of the carnival for wayward souls. The carnival is a binding agreement between Time Maker and the unsatisfied. A year after death, restless souls are given one night and one night only to address any issue that requires resolution to give them peace. At the end of the night, the wayward souls must decide whether to remain in limbo until the next carnival or go off to the unnamed place. Children are never bound by this ethereal contract. Upon death, they go directly to the unnamed place. Each year on the night of the strawberry moon, the perpetually unsatisfied return to the carnival until their earthly wants are satisfied. Some have lost track of how long they have ventured back to this place of deep longing. Their existence doesn't keep record of the passage of time, for they are consumed with the heaviness of unfinished business. An abandoned farm resting on acres of compact soil is the site of this year's event. When the sun disappears below the horizon and the full moon takes its place, the dead earth trembles and gigantic structures burst forth like towering steel flowers. The Ferris wheel ascends first. Rusty metal spokes squeak as they spin beneath the bright moonlight. Faded blue, yellow, and green passenger cars swing to and fro, empty, but not for long. A roller coaster creeps towards the sky, creaky wooden beams groaning beneath the weight of its cars. The smell of freshly popped popcorn cloaks the balmy air. One by one, the dead materialize, their breathlessness preceding their sadness. A woman with red and puffy eyelids stands by the cotton candy stand. Flanked by pastel clouds made of sugar, she sings lullabies and reaches out to touch each of the stuffed animals strung along the awning of the ball toss. An old man with a bad leg hobbles past the grieving woman. He is in a hurry to find his wife. They went one after the other, but he has not been able to find her in this lonely place. Celine sticks out from the others. She is the only woman with long braids that hang to her waist. She is still in love, and it makes her appear to be alive. Her hair swings lightly as she weaves in and out of the crowds, searching for her beloved. She has loved him so deeply that she cannot remember what life was like before him. There have been others, but their significance in her life evaporated the moment she met him at a birthday party thrown for a mutual friend. Their pairing seemed odd to the people who knew them, but only at first. After a while, their togetherness became a foregone conclusion. They were driving home from a friend's wedding the night they died. He kept both hands on the steering wheel. He used to reach over and clasp her hand. Celine wished things were like they had been before their own wedding. She had planned on saying something about fixing things, but never found the right time. But weddings have a way of inspiring a sense of urgency in some folks, and she felt that night was the night. He seemed preoccupied. Celine always felt as though she was interrupting him from something super important, even when he wasn't doing anything but lounging in a chair or moving from room to room in their home. That night, she parted her lips to tell him that they needed to do something. Counseling, a vacation, something that would force their togetherness. Just when the words were about to tumble from her lips, he swerved to avoid a pothole. The road was slick with light rain, enough to slide the car into the opposite traffic lane. They were hit head-on by an 18-wheeler. Awakening from a sleep void of dreams, Celine reached for him, but he wasn't there. All my work is available via the link in my bio on Amazon. You could do a quick search for Blair Hampton, or you can search for In Search of Shadows, my debut novel. Search In Search of Shadows by Blair Hampton, and it'll send you to my other works. Thank you so much. Have a great day.